Hey, what is up, guys? I hope you all had a wonderful Halloween, or in this case, Halo-ween, which I literally have a pretty sweet shirt that says Happy Halo-ween, and it is officially licensed, and I absolutely love it. But with that being said, I cannot talk. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So I want to talk a little bit about Halo Infinite in Season 5 because it came out about 2 weeks ago, and within that 2 weeks, we saw really great numbers, right? A lot of positivity for Season 5. A lot of people are absolutely really excited for the game is the best way I can put it. Because with the launch of Season 3, and I don't know how many people remember this, but Season 3 was kind of supposed to be the savior of Halo Infinite. And it came and it was really good, but it didn't really like save Halo Infinite in the way that people thought. The reason why so many people were in love with Season 3, including myself, was because it was supposed to be the launch of Forge. And for a lot of us, we were hoping that Forge would really turn this game around and save it. In some ways it did. I don't want to underrate Season 3 or even Season 4, which did really good things for this game. It really brought this game to a more of a stable content drip, right? I don't want to really say like content was flowing out because it was still at a slower pace, but it wasn't as slow as Season 1 or Season 2. Content started to come out. And especially with Forge, you had the community making Forge maps and having custom games and things like that. And all of that did tremendous things for this game. It helped stabilize the community in terms of the player numbers. We didn't see as significant drops. We actually started to see the game kind of hitting a stable number in terms of players and staying there. And we started to see that not just with Season 3 really bringing that stability, but even Season 4. Season 4 started to bring player gains back, right? We started to see the number of players increase. Not really a huge amount, if I'm being honest with you. But a bit, and that's really good. I don't want to like underrate that at all. Just seeing a gain over a couple of months was really good. And then unfortunately like September came, which is the time before Season 5, and we started to see that dip in players again. Number of players were still actually good, so I don't want it to sound like the game was dying or anything like that. Just to say that people were, of course, moving on to other things, like other games are coming out. Even currently, there's really great games coming out, and other events too, right? Like Call of Duty has their whole Halloween event going on, which has brought a lot of those players that maybe were playing Halo Infinite to start spending more time on Call of Duty. I'm literally using that as an example for myself because my girlfriend loves Call of Duty and we've been playing it for the past month and I haven't got a chance to play Halo nearly as much as I would like to. I still hop on, but I'm usually hopping on alone because nobody else wants to play with me because they're all busy either playing games like Lords of the Fallen that have just came out, or in the case of my girlfriend, trying to grind out the souls for Call of Duty. So point being, it's a very competitive market. And the numbers that we saw for Halo Infinite have been really good. And one thing I do want to mention, I'm primarily going off of Steam charts, which is not really like a great indicator of the game's population because there's definitely a ton more players on Xbox, and there is even more players as in maybe not like a massive amount, but at least a bit more players that are using the Windows Store version of Halo Infinite versus the Steam version, especially if you have Game Pass. Now, Halo Infinite multiplayer is free to play, but the campaign's not, so if you're someone like me who likes to still hop in campaign every once in a while and things like that, I play on the Windows Store version. I usually don't play on my Steam version. So again, Steam charts is not like a perfect indicator of the game's population, but it's a good way to kind of track the interest in the game, and that's what we see here. So we saw in the past couple of weeks since Season 5 came out, peak players of 18,000. And as of today, even 2 weeks later, now I don't think anybody was expecting us to keep that 18,000 player base. I think we all kind of assumed that a lot of that number was going to drop off. But even as of today, within the past 24 hours, I mean, we've seen players of almost 11,000 within the 24-hour peak. And that's really good. I mean, compared to where the game was at its worst, which let me just take a look here. I think at its worst, it was essentially, and I'm just taking a quick look here to see when it was, maybe 6K players. So the game's, and this is Steam charts again, not the total player base, but about 6,011 is I think the lowest number I've seen for peak players in the month, and that was like actually ironically October of last year. And to see that big of a difference within that year is really good news. And it really shows the power of just having content come out at a steady pace. Again, if you are a Halo fan who's been watching and playing Halo Infinite since its launch like I have, you pretty much know this whole story, right? Season 1 took way too long. Season 2 was kind of a dud, and it took way too long to get Season 3. and we had a lot of hope in season 3, like I talked about, and it was really a good launch, but it didn't like do as much as people were hoping for. And season 4 came out, and it actually did pretty good benefit to the game. Like, if you're looking at the numbers on Steam chart, you see that we started to get, and I'm saying we as if I'm like a Halo Infinite, but Halo Infinite started to get a good amount of players coming back and starting to see a gain. And then September came around, we started to see that dip again. Not a ridiculously high dip, it's pretty minimal. But with that being said, comes out, or season 5 comes out in October, drastic increase, one of the biggest we've seen honestly ever, actually, now that I'm looking at it. All you've ever seen is a decrease or slight increases over time. And with about June of this year, we started to see stability and constant player gain, usually, exception of September. And then comes out season 5, and we just see the number jump up really high comparative to the rest of the months in the year. So I think that really just kind of shows how big season 5 is for Halo Infinite and why a lot of people are making a big deal, including myself. Like, I don't want to say like, hey, Halo's back and like it's back to its glory days. I don't think anybody really thinks that. I've been playing Halo since like literally Halo 2 days. I mean, I would like to say Halo 1, but I think I was 4 years old when Halo Combat Evolved came out. So it took me a little while to get into gaming and starting to discover Halo. Not too long. I was a gamer as a young child too. But with that being said, like, I've been around for Halo since I was a kid, as many of you guys probably have too. And kind of point I'm making on that is just to say, like, no game nowadays, in my opinion, is really as big as Halo was back in the day. Like, nobody really, that's the best way I can put it. Halo was like such a cultural and social like sensation. So I think for a lot of people, if it's not how it was back in like 2007 when Halo 3 launched, they just don't want to bother with it. They think Halo's dead. But the truth is, Halo hits pretty good numbers even nowadays. Now, don't get me wrong, it could definitely do a lot better. 343 and Microsoft could do a lot better with the game. One issue I'm starting to see currently is store prices are jumping back up, and it is ridiculous. I hate to say it, and I'm not using it as an excuse, but other games such as Call of Duty get away with it, right? Call of Duty, I forget the name of it, but like in the store, the operator packs and things like that, they're just as high, if not higher, and it's ridiculous, and they get away with it, and nobody really complains about it with Call of Duty. But then Halo does it, and everybody complains. I don't think that's an excuse for Halo. I think Halo should be better than Call of Duty. I think the prices are ridiculous. I just think it's a little bit crazy to me to think like how much hate Halo gets in regards to the store, which I actually think is a good thing. I'm not trying to complain about it. I actually think it's a good thing. I think the fans of Halo are like more concerned about the store than maybe like Call of Duty. Like, I'm a Call of Duty player too, so I don't want to like shit on the game. I love the game too. I play Call of Duty still, but it's just, I don't know. Like, this is just me rambling at this point about my opinion on why does Call of Duty kind of get away with their ridiculously high store prices, and then like us Halo fans are like, what the hell, you want $22 for an armor pack? Like, that's crazy to me. And I think that's rightfully so. I'm not complaining about fans complaining. I think it's the right thing to do. I'm just, I don't know, sharing my thoughts about it. Hoping that somebody kind of agrees with me in the fact that it's weird. It's weird that Halo is so much more critical on it. But I think it's a good thing, and I think we need to continue to push 343 and Microsoft to bring those prices down, because that's just way ridiculous. Like, I don't understand why they do. Well, I guess I understand why, money motivation. But with that being said, rambling on way too much. Store prices are way too high. I'm hoping that they fix that, because I don't want Halo and 343 and Microsoft to screw this up, right? Season 5 has given them a lot of goodwill, and they have been doing a lot of work and honestly a lot of hard work to try and gain back trust of gamers and get this game to a good state and everything like that, right? All that good stuff. You don't want to screw it up by just starting to really like milk all of your fans and try and take every dime that you can from them. So here's fingers crossed, hoping that they get that fixed. And with that being said, I don't want to make this video too much longer, so thank you guys so much for watching. Again, happy Halo-ween to you guys. I know it's probably going to be over by the time I actually upload this video, as it's already nighttime. But with that being said, I absolutely love Halo. I do absolutely love Halo, but I was trying to say I absolutely love Halloween. So happy Halloween to you guys again, and I'll see y'all later.